President Bola Tinubu has broken his silence on the issue of a new national minimum wage, which has been the subject of intense negotiations between the government and organized labor. In the news, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, assures Nigerians of democracy dividends soon. Lagos State conclude plans for Grand Yoruba Week celebration slated for September 2024. U.S. President Joe Biden vows to respect guilty verdict in son's gun trial. This is the MLC TV Global News, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Abiodun Sadiq. Thanks for joining us. President Bola Tinubu has broken his silence on the issue of a new national minimum wage, which has been the subject of intense negotiations between the government and organized labor. In a national broadcast marking the 25th anniversary of Nigeria's democracy, President Tinubu revealed that his administration is putting the finishing touches on a draft bill for a consensus minimum wage, which will be sent to the National Assembly for passage soon.
In his Democracy Day broadcast, the president assured the Nigerian civil servants to expedite action on minimum wage as he promised to send the proposed wages to the National Assembly for approval.
In this spirit, we have negotiated in good faith and with open arms with organized labor on a new national minimum wage. We shall soon send our executive bill to the National Assembly to enshrine what has been agreed upon as part of our law for the next 5 years or less.
President Tinubu acknowledged the economic hardship in the country and assured citizens of his support, pledging to never abandon them. He urged Nigerians to bear the pains of economic reforms embarked upon by his government amid the biting inflation and worsening hardship. The president assured Nigerians that he will undertake this crucial task impartially, promising to remain committed until Nigeria becomes a nation where no one is oppressed.
Understand the economic difficulties we face as a nation right now. Our economy has been in desperate need of reform for decades. It has been unbalanced because it was built on the flawed foundations and over-reliance on revenue from exploitation of oil. The reforms we have initiated are intended to create a stronger, better foundation for future growth. There is no doubt that the reform has occasioned hardship. I feel your pains. Yet, there are necessary repairs required to fix the economy over the long run so that everyone has access to economic opportunity, fair pay, and compensation for his endeavor and labor. As we continue to reform the economy, I shall always listen to the people and will never turn my back on you. I take on this vital task without fear or favor, and I commit myself to this work until we have built a Nigeria where no man is oppressed.
President Tinubu had praised the winner of the annual June 12, 1993 presidential election, Chief Moshood Abiola, and other heroes of democracy, including General Shehu Musa Yar'Adua and Pa Alfred Rwani, among others. The president also celebrated other heroes, including Chief Anthony Enahoro, Chief Abraham Adesanya, Commodore Dan Suleiman, Chief Otto Nwankwo, Chief Chukwuemeka Ezeife, Admiral Ndibuisi Kanu, Chief Frank Kokore, and Chief Bola Ige, and other eminent Nigerians who made great sacrifices for the restoration of democracy in the country. The president urged Nigerians to beware of elements who might want to undermine the current democratic dispensation. Khadijat Mohammed, reporting for MLC TV.
Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has promised to continue to prioritize inclusive governance in his administration. Governor Ododo made the promise in his June 12 Democracy Day message to the people of the confluent state. The #1 citizen of the state explained that within the past 5 months of serving as the governor of the state, he has been committed to delivering the dividends of democracy to the people of the state. Going forward, Governor Ododo promised to deliver more people-oriented and life-impacting services to the people of the state, whom he described as men and women of impeccable character. While congratulating Nigerians on the celebration of Democracy Day, Governor Ododo enjoined the citizens to emulate heroes who contributed their quota to ensure the country gets to our current stage, stressing the need for present and upcoming generation to contribute their quota to the growth of the nation. He also charged Nigerians to give their maximum support to the President Bola Tinubu-led administration to enable him deliver his campaign promises to the citizens of the country. Kogi State Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Femi Fanwo, has reiterated the importance of patience in nation building and called on the people of Kogi State and Nigeria as a whole to rally behind their leaders. He described democracy as a system that empowers citizens to choose their representatives, emphasizing its significance as a government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Fanwo extended his warm congratulations to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, and the esteemed citizens of Kogi State on the occasion of the Democracy Day. Fanwo urged all citizens to embrace patriotism, uphold the law, and foster unity regardless of their political, ethnic, or religious affiliations. He stressed the need for unity and collaboration to honor the legacy of those who fought for the country's freedom. The Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has congratulated Nigerians on the occasion of the 25th anniversary of unbroken democratic governance, assuring them that more dividends of democracy would come their way soon. The regime of General Abdulsalami Abubakar handed over power to the democratically elected government of Olusegun Obasanjo in May 1999, following widespread condemnation of the annulment of the 1993 presidential election won by the late Moshood Abiola. According to him, this year's celebration marks a significant epoch in the life of the National Assembly, as it also coincided with the first anniversary of the 10th Assembly. The Speaker, who represents Zaria Federal Constituency, Kaduna State, enjoined Nigerians across tribes and religion, genders, and age group to continue to contribute their quota to the growth and development of the country, assuring that Nigerians will morph into a nation that our citizens will be proud of. Abbas further urged Nigerians to continue to support the government at all levels and remain law-abiding citizens, stressing that it is the collective responsibility of all. The Stand Up for Women Society celebrates an uninterrupted democratic system of government in Nigeria for over 2 decades. The international president, Deborah Ejadele Adetona, in a press statement made available by the Association National Public Relations Officer, Liberator Billy Nwogu, salutes Nigerians and the resilient spirit of ensuring Nigeria remains one despite all odds. Adetona used the occasion to celebrate the President Ahmed Tinubu for making sure he continued to do everything humanly possible to ensure a better democracy. SWS President called on the President to further improve on his effort to make life better for the common man who has lost hope in Nigeria due to the present economic hardship. She commended President Tinubu's renewed hope support programs, palliative grants and loans, which she said have gone a long way to reduce the suffering the people and SME owners go through. The Lagos State Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture is concluding plans to unveil the Grand Yoruba Week celebration slated for September 2024. A statement by the ministry noted that the event will showcase the cultural heritage of Yoruba people through traditional music, dance, art exhibitions, and delectable culinary delights. The statement said with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, now the esteemed chairman of Southwest Governors Forum. This year, Yoruba Week is destined to be a majestic celebration of unity and culture. The Special Advisor on Tourism, Art and Culture, Idris Aregbe, will embark on a series of courtesy visits to various stakeholders, Yoruba leaders, grassroots communities, and the younger generation, aiming to foster widespread participation and engagement in this cultural festivity. The program is with the theme, Embracing the Yoruba Heritage, Unity and Pride by Preserving Our Past and Inspiring Our Future. According to a press statement by the Chief Press Secretary to the Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Eromoseli Ebomele, the move is to preserve and promote the rich Yoruba culture heritage. We go on a short break now. We'll be right back.
Malachite TV Online is here. For your timely and reliable news that reaches you fast with the breaking news, choose MLC TV. Get human interest stories right here on MLC TV. With entertainment, sports, business, culture, tourism, and fashion news stories all featured on MLC TV. Not forgetting political and current affairs news, state and federal government and people's matters will be discussed regularly on MLC TV. MLC TV, your one-stop online destination for unbiased, accurate news, entrepreneur ideas, and youth matters to the rest of the world. MLC TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone.
Welcome back. A group of lawmakers in the House of Representatives has proposed a bill to change the tenure of the president and governors to a single term of 6 years. The group is also proposing the rotation of the presidency between the North and the South, as well as the creation of the second vice president. Speaking on behalf of the group, Ikenga Ugochinyere, PDP from Imo State, said the proposed alterations aim to address agitations from different parts of the country, reduce the cost of governance, and promote unity. Ugochinyere, who championed this cause with 7 other members, explained the benefits.
The key highlight of this political and electoral reform, like we have just read, is focusing on, like I said before, we have other ones on economic reforms, social reforms, and so on and so forth, which are going to come later. But we're taking off with this, is that this energy we spend in battling over which of the zones should produce, issues of inclusion and so on and so forth, and the attendant costs can be waived if we all agree that power should rotate between North and the South and among the 6 political zones. And also, the amount of money and distraction that goes into seeking for second term, and how politicians, because they want to get a second term, will not be concentrating much on what they are supposed to do. We now said, let's have a 6-year single term so that once you're elected, you know that you have a mandate to run for 6 years without fearing anybody or anything, as long as you're in line with the provision of the law. And that also goes with ensuring that the electoral process is credible, with all elections holding in a single day. And then one will say, if we say it's a 6-year single term, what if the president dies? And then are we going to have a repeat of what happened in the time of Jonathan, when another person comes from another zone and he might distort that zoning arrangement? We have put provisions in place to ensure that when we say it's 6-year single term for a particular zone, it remains 6 years and it can never change. And that is why the bill is now proposing for the position of 2 vice presidents. One will be a vice president for succession, which will come from the same zone with the president, and the other one will be vice president administration from the other part of the country. And what that means is that in the event of death of the president or impeachment of the president, the second vice president's succession assumes office immediately and completes the remainder of that time and cannot seek any election. With that, if it is the turn of the North or the East and they have 6 years, that 6 years will remain 6 years and it will not change, because even if he's impeached or even if the president dies, The second vice president's succession will be sworn in immediately to complete the remainder of that time.
The bill is titled an Act to amend the Electoral Act 2022 to provide the hearing and determination of all election petitions by the respective election petition tribunal and the appellate courts in accordance with specified timelines before the swearing-in of successful candidates at elections.
Plus 7 years imprisonment without option of a fine for any returning officer who declares a false result not uploaded to the server or via the INEC electronic transmission devices, including results that the accreditation figures didn't tally with the number of vote cast. Also included in our proposal is conclusion of all pre-election matters 30 days before the date of election. It's important that we solve this once and for all, that the election cannot hold and people are still in court battling over who is the candidate the people voted for. Voters must have the power to know who they are voting for. Hence, pre-election matters must be concluded before we go into voting.
The proposals by the group are yet to be debated on the floor of the parliament, so it is difficult to determine how popular the views are. However, constitutional alteration required not only the support of both houses of the federal parliament but also the majority of the state parliament across Nigeria, 36 states. And on the foreign scene, the U.S. says it is evacuating the Hamas response to the latest proposal for a Gaza ceasefire and hostage release deal. The Palestinian armed group said it was ready to deal positively with the process but stressed the need for Israel to agree to the permanent ceasefire. However, Israel government has not commented, but an anonymous Israeli officer said Hamas' response amounted to a rejection. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secretary of State is heading to Qatar along with the U.S. and Egypt to act as a mediator to push the plan forward. Antony Blinken also said that Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu had reaffirmed his commitment to the deal and that Hamas would be blamed if there was no progress. However, Netanyahu has not publicly endorsed the proposal, which U.S. President Joe Biden said had been offered by Israel when he outlined it 12 days ago. A brief statement confirmed Hamas had given an official response to the latest ceasefire plan, which had garnered broad international support and was endorsed by UN Secretary Council. U.S. President Joe Biden has said he will respect a jury's decision to find his son guilty of gun crimes after a week-long trial that laid bare a tumultuous time for the family. The 12-person jury found Hunter Biden, 54 years, guilty of lying about his drug use on a firm while purchasing a handgun in 2018. He faces possible jail time following the verdict, which marked the first criminal prosecution of sitting president's child. His conviction on all 3 felony counts comes as President Biden campaigned for re-election in November, and less than 2 weeks after the election rival Donald Trump was himself convicted for a crime in New York. While President Biden did not attend the trial in Delaware, many family members, including First Lady Julie Biden, did so regularly. Hunter Biden's wife, sister, and uncle were all present at times to support him during proceedings. That is the size of our news package. Do support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Malachi TV. Like and follow our Facebook pages, MLC TV, MLC TV 2, MLC TV Yoruba, and Ibira Babe, MLC TV, Instagram, MLC TV 2021, X handle, Malachi TV, and TikTok, Malachite_TV. For your event coverage, appearance on any of our programs, contributions, comments, advert placement, or sponsorship, please call or send SMS to any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Join Malachi TV online on weekends to watch our various programs. Every Saturday, Health Med Info by 5 p.m., 7 p.m. Political Arena, Sunday, 6 p.m. Women's World, 7 p.m. Kakanche Bera, Monday, 9 a.m., The Opinion, and 9 p.m., Senior Citizen Hardcore. It's Malachi TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Please be your brother's keepers to build a better and happier society together. I am Abiodun Sadiq. Thanks for watching.